Hey everybody, it's Steph from the Hot Moving Podcast. Anthony Joshua. He gets knocked out by Daniel Dubois. And I mean, this really came out of nowhere, at least to my surprise, right? Okay, I mean, look. Anthony Joshua you thought he was on an uptick, okay, even though his last fight was against Francis Ngannou. People really gave Francis Ngannou a shot considering how he, in many people's eyes, believed that Francis Ngannou beaten Tyson Fury, but he was awarded a loss instead of a victory. So he takes on Anthony Joshua, and Anthony Joshua cleans Ngannou up fairly quickly, and people jump to the conclusion that, okay, is this the version of Anthony Joshua we want to see against Tyson Fury? Or now after this loss to Daniel Dubois, it really seems like this is an indictment against Tyson Fury, and how much he's fallen off, as well as we got some fresh blood in Daniel Dubois in this heavyweight class, okay, or heavyweight division. All right. Look, Daniel Dubois, he lost to Alexander Usyk. Okay, that was over a year ago. Okay, and you see him, he's going up the ranks, fighting these guys. I think he fought Jerome Miller, and let's see, who did he fight recently? Yeah, Philippe Hargovich. Okay, right. Okay, so he's moving on up. All right, young, only 26, only 27 years old. Okay, so he takes on Anthony Joshua, and also his nickname is Dynamite Daniel Dubois. So, man, it just seemed like Anthony Joshua is done, in my opinion. He couldn't beat Usyk. He's never beaten Fury. Okay, and this is even more embarrassing considering that in that fight that Daniel Dubois had over a year ago with Usyk, he lost by KO. Okay. So maybe Anthony Joshua felt that, knowing that he's went the distance with Usyk, and that Dubois has gotten KO'd by Usyk, that he could kind of come into this fight somewhat comfortable. But I mean, it's heavyweight. I mean, you can never take your opponent very lightly. And I mean, in the moment you saw this fight started, man, when you go through the rounds, I mean, dog, it looked like Dubois just had a stronger chin, and Josh didn't. I mean, Josh was getting knocked all over the ring, bounced all over the rope and canvas, and then towards the end, I mean, it was like he was breakdancing. It's been a very interesting career for Anthony Joshua, in my opinion. I mean, he started out really great, middle of his career great, and to me, this is starting to look like the back nine of his career in a way. At least for how I see this, I don't really know how he can recover after this fight. I don't think he can I don't think he'll win a rematch based on what we saw against Daniel Dubois. And I mean, Daniel Dubois just made Anthony Joshua in this fight look like a complete amateur. I mean, I just seen Anthony Joshua's guard was weak, or his hand was down. I mean, that jaw was just left wide open to be teed off on. And I mean, look, that last knockdown, it was an exchange. Dubois ate Josh's right. He came with a sweeping right. And that was it for Josh. Many people think this fight he should have been over. The ref was being very favorable in letting him stand up and continue on and fight. But he was clearly overmatched. And it's crazy because it looked like Anthony Joshua was slightly the bigger person. Look, they list Anthony Joshua at 6'6". They list Dubois at 6'5". Maybe Dubois is more on the 6'4" side, because Joshua did look just a little more taller than 6'5" compared to what Dubois is listed at 6'5". But nonetheless, though, Joshua looked bigger in size and everything, man, and it was still no match. Daniel Dubois brought the fight to him and took him down. Now, I'm not going to water down this fight for Daniel Dubois. Great win for him. As he's moving up the ranks in his young career, as he's 27, 26, 27 years old, something like that, right? So, great win for him. How much stock should this really put into Daniel Dubois compared to how much stock is lost in Anthony Joshua, right? Because he wins this fight, then do we want to see Daniel Dubois against Usyk or Fury, right? How would that look? Was this a poor showcasing of Anthony Joshua not taking his opponent seriously? Or is Daniel Dubois really that guy to come up. I mean, his power was devastating. Listen, I don't know how his power got missed by Anthony Joshua. I don't know how he underestimated his power. But I mean, in the first couple rounds, I mean, Anthony Joshua felt it immediately and was buckling up. Absolutely insane, man. Is this it for Anthony Joshua? I mean, if you're an Anthony Joshua fan, I mean, I'm sure you're disappointed in his outing right now. But I mean, as a career, great fighter. But I mean, look, the Francis Ngannou fight was just, I don't want to call that, I mean, I'm not going to say outlier, but it was like, I mean, people, like the experts expected Anthony Joshua to win. And he did. And people really jumped on that, but it was more so for him to fight Fury, or and it's just like nah. I'm not gonna put. I put a lot of stock in that Francis Ngannou fight, and I miscalculated that. And it seemed to me that Anthony Joshua is almost on the way out of the heavyweight division, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe. I'm out.